Here's a little guide to solving macro problems. We'll focus on question 2 from the homework, which is the when macro. When you approach a macro, you have a special form that doesn't exist in the language, and you're trying to invent how it would work. And the way you do that using a macro is to think about what expression using the scheme language would achieve the same effect. And here I've written that down. When is supposed to either evaluate this whole set of expressions and return the result, or evaluate to OK if this expression is false. The way I would write this in scheme is to say if this expression evaluates to true, then print 6, print 1a. And why is this a begin expression? Well, anytime you want to evaluate multiple expressions in a context where you're only allowed to put one thing, you can use begin in order to put multiple expressions into one expression and have them all be evaluated. That's what begin does. Now, what happens when this is false? You return OK. This is not the body of the macro. Instead, this is what the body of the macro is supposed to return in this example, where there's your condition and there's your exprs. So let's set ourselves up to solve the problem by defining our condition as equals 1, 1, and defining our exprs as this whole thing. Oops, one too many parentheses. But we have our condition, we have our exprs, and now we're trying to build this expression, because if we evaluate this expression, we get the behavior that we want. But we have to build it using scheme code. That's the whole idea behind macros, is that you build expressions by writing scheme code. Okay, so how would we do it? Well, with the building block of this and this, we somehow need to build this. And that is an expression that has the word if in it. It also has equals 1, 1, but instead of writing that out, I want it to be whatever the condition is. Now I need to build begin print 6, print 1a. I could, of course, write this out directly, but then it would only work for this example. And OK is there always. So here's one answer that works fine for this example, but if exprs were something different, then it wouldn't work. So what I want to do is somehow figure out how to get this part replaced with exprs. Now I'll note that writing exprs here doesn't work because it doesn't get evaluated. Writing exprs here doesn't work because you end up with too many parentheses. If I try to evaluate this expression, everything works fine. But if I try to evaluate this expression with the extra set of parentheses, then I get a problem, which is that it thinks of this as the operator in a call expression and tries to call it, but it's not callable. So that's what's left for you to figure out. How do you write an expression that doesn't generate this, but instead generates this? And the trick is to use cons. I'll let you take it from there. Once you work it out, you've written your macro. You just put it in here and you're done. Now this is the wrong answer because of this problem with too many nested parentheses, but it's awfully close to the right answer.